Your cat is pregnant. You're excited, maybe a little nervous, or maybe you just found a stray cat outside and realized she's expecting. Or perhaps you woke up this morning and discovered she already gave birth overnight, and now you're scrambling to figure out what she needs. Wherever you are in this journey, this video is for you. Here's something most cat owners don't know. What you feed her right now, whether she's mid-pregnancy or already nursing a litter, will directly determine whether those kittens are born healthy, strong, and ready to thrive, or not. I'm talking about birth weight, immune system strength, brain development, all of it tied to nutrition. And yet, most of the advice online is either too vague or just plain wrong. So today, we're going to break it all down, from exactly how much to feed her and when, to the specific nutrients that matter most, and even what to do if she can't nurse her kittens. Whether you've known about her pregnancy for weeks or you just found her an hour ago, this is the guide you need right now. And before we dive in, if you want to go even deeper, we have a book called The Complete Guide on Cat Nutrition, where we cover everything about feeding cats for a more natural, healthier life. You can grab it through the link pinned in the first comment or in the description below. Seriously, check it out after this video. Now, let's get into it.
First, let's understand what we're working with. A cat's pregnancy typically lasts about 63 to 65 days, roughly 2 months. Unlike humans, cats don't have a 9-month runway. Everything happens fast. On average, a queen, that's the term for a pregnant or breeding cat, gives birth to a litter of around 4 kittens, though litters can range from 1 to 8. Now here's something really important that most guides skip over. The pregnancy is divided into stages, and the nutritional needs are not the same throughout. According to published veterinary research, in the early weeks, her energy requirements are similar to a normal, healthy adult cat. But starting around the 2nd month, things escalate quickly. Why? Because that's when fetal development really ramps up. The kittens are growing organs, bones, and nervous systems. Her body is working overtime. This is the most nutritionally demanding period of the pregnancy, and it's when getting her diet right matters most.
Okay, let's talk numbers, because this is where a lot of owners either overfeed or underfeed, and both can cause serious problems. Here's the key principle. Her daily food ration should increase gradually as pregnancy progresses, roughly 1.5% to 2.5% more per week, starting in the 2nd month. To put that in perspective, if your cat normally eats 3.5% of her body weight per day in food, by late pregnancy, you should be increasing that to around 5 to 6% of her body weight daily. For example, if your cat weighs about 8.8 pounds, she'd normally eat around 5 ounces of food per day. Toward the end of pregnancy, that climbs to roughly 7 to 8.5 ounces per day. But here's the important caveat. Don't just dump a huge bowl in front of her. The ideal approach is to split her daily ration into 4 to 6 smaller meals throughout the day. As her belly grows, her stomach has less room, and large meals can overwhelm her digestive system. Also, and this is critical, being overweight is not better than being lean. Research from VCA animal hospitals confirms that obesity in pregnant cats can lead to smaller litter sizes, prolonged labor, and reduced milk production. Body condition matters more than sheer quantity of food.
Now let's talk about what's in the food, because not all calories are equal. Protein is non-negotiable. Scientific literature recommends at least 30% protein on a dry matter basis, ideally more. Insufficient protein during pregnancy has been directly linked to lower birth weights and weakened immune systems in kittens. Think high-quality muscle meat, chicken, turkey, rabbit, beef. Fats provide the dense energy she needs and support fetal brain development. Look for animal fats and omega-3 fatty acids, found naturally in fatty fish like sardines and in brain tissue. Omega-3s are particularly important for kitten neurological and visual development. Find our recommendations pinned in the first comment or in the description below.
Taurine is an amino acid that cats cannot synthesize on their own. A deficiency during pregnancy has been associated with reproductive failure, stillbirths, and developmental abnormalities. Make sure her food includes taurine, or that she's eating a variety of animal-based proteins that naturally contain it. Calcium and phosphorus are critical for the kitten's skeletal development. Raw, meaty bones, like chicken necks or wings, are actually one of the best natural sources of bioavailable calcium. They're superior to most synthetic supplements when it comes to absorption. Finally, hydration. Water is essential for milk production and for supporting the expansion of maternal and fetal tissue. Always keep fresh, clean water easily accessible and feed a moisture-rich diet. Also, add probiotics and fiber-rich foods to support digestive health. Pregnancy can cause constipation, and a healthy gut microbiome benefits both mom and kittens. Here's a practical breakdown of what to include in her diet. Variety of muscle meats, chicken, turkey, beef, lamb. Rotating proteins ensures a broader nutrient profile. Organ meats, liver, kidney, heart, but in moderation. Organs are nutritionally dense that should make up no more than 10 to 15% of the diet to avoid vitamin A toxicity from liver overload. Fatty fish and brain, natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids. Pasture-raised eggs from quail or hens, excellent source of bioavailable protein, fat-soluble vitamins, and lecithin. Raw, meaty bones for calcium and dental health. Probiotics to maintain a healthy gut flora, especially important given the stress pregnancy places on the digestive system. Now, if building a complete homemade raw diet from scratch feels overwhelming, don't let that stop you from feeding her well. There are premixes specifically designed to take the guesswork out of it. Products like All Nutrin, Easy Complete, and TC Feline are nutrient balancers you simply mix with fresh meat, and they cover the vitamins, minerals, and trace elements your cat needs. They're a great bridge between fully homemade and commercial food, especially for a pregnant or nursing cat where getting the balance right really matters. Now, what to avoid? Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cabbage, and kale. These can ferment in the digestive system and cause gas and discomfort. Onions, toxic to cats in any form, can cause anemia. Raw fish in excess can deplete thiamine, vitamin B1, over time due to thiaminase enzymes. Here's something that surprises a lot of new cat owners. Lactation, the period after birth when she's nursing, is actually more nutritionally demanding than the pregnancy itself. Peer-reviewed research published in PMC confirms this. A queen's energy requirements peak around 3 weeks after birth, when milk production is at its highest. At this point, she may need up to 2 to 3 times her normal calorie intake just to maintain her body weight while feeding her kittens. It's also completely normal for her to start losing weight during this period. Her body has been storing fat specifically for this purpose. But too much weight loss is a red flag. During lactation, the food ration is calculated based on litter size. The guideline from our book, backed by veterinary nutrition principles, is 1.5% to 2% of her body weight per kitten per day. So if she's nursing 5 kittens, she needs between 7.5% and 10% of her body weight in food every single day. For a cat weighing around 8.8 pounds, about 4 kilograms, that's up to 14 ounces of food, about 400 grams, nearly triple her normal intake. Keep offering food freely during this stage. If she demands more, provide it. Her body knows what it needs. And to make sure everything is going well, weigh the kittens daily. Healthy kittens should be gaining between 0.35 and 0.5 ounces, or 10 to 15 grams per day. If any kitten is gaining less than 0.25 ounces, or 7 grams a day, that's your signal to reassess mom's nutrition and consider supplementing. Around 20 days after birth, you can start introducing ground, natural food to the kittens. This isn't to replace nursing, it's to begin the gradual transition that will eventually allow weaning. Starting solids early has two benefits. It reduces the nutritional burden on mom, and it helps kittens develop their digestive systems and food preferences early. And here's something worth taking advantage of. This window is actually one of the best times to expose kittens to a variety of food types. Try rotating between raw, lightly cooked, freeze-dried, and wet food. Kittens who experience different textures and formats early on tend to be far less picky as adults, which makes your life a lot easier down the road. One important rule when it comes to commercial food at this stage: always choose wet food for kittens or any product that explicitly states all life stages on the label. Dry-only diets are not appropriate for young kittens. They need the moisture, and their kidneys aren't equipped to compensate for a low hydration diet. If the label doesn't say kitten or all life stages, skip it. By 2 months of age, kittens can begin eating natural food independently. Between 2 and 3 months, adjust their ration every 2 weeks based on weight. After 3 months, monthly adjustments are sufficient until they reach 7 months. One important note: if a kitten is neutered during this growing period, its metabolism decreases. When calculating food portions for a neutered kitten, refer to the guidelines for a kitten 1 month older than its actual age.
Sometimes a mother may be unable to nurse her kittens due to illness, insufficient milk production, or in the rare case of abandonment. In these situations, you'll need to provide a milk substitute. Here are 2 homemade kitten formula recipes that can be used in emergencies, though always consult your vet first for the best commercial alternative available in your area. Formula 1. 200 milliliters of whole fluid milk plus 50 grams of lactose-free milk powder plus 5 grams of ghee, about 1 teaspoon. Formula 2. 600 milliliters of whole milk plus 200 milliliter pot of milk cream plus 1 egg yolk plus 2 to 3 drops of lemon juice plus 1 spoon of sunflower oil. Dosage: kittens consume approximately 30% of their body weight daily in formula, divided into 4 to 5 feedings until 3 months of age, 2 to 3 feedings from 3 to 6 months, and 1 to 2 daily feedings up to 1 year of age. Remember to always warm the formula to approximately body temperature before feeding. Never use the microwave, as it creates hot spots that can burn the kitten's mouth. Instead, place the bottle in warm water for a few minutes, shake it well, and test a drop on your wrist. If it feels comfortably warm, not hot, it's ready.
To wrap up, feeding a pregnant cat isn't complicated, but it does require attention, consistency, and a willingness to adjust as her needs change. Start increasing her food gradually in the 2nd month of pregnancy. Prioritize high-quality protein, omega-3s, taurine, and natural calcium sources. Feed small, frequent meals, and during lactation, feed even more. If you want a complete roadmap, not just for pregnancy, but for every stage of your cat's life, I want to remind you again about our book, The Complete Guide on Cat Nutrition, that you can find on Amazon. It's packed with everything you need to feed your cat the way nature intended, for a longer, healthier, more vibrant life. Find it through the link pinned in the first comment or in the description below. Thank you for caring enough to learn about your cat's health and nutrition. If you have questions about any of these foods, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe for more practical cat nutrition tips and give your kitty a gentle scratch behind the ears from me. See you in the next video.